Hello again, everyone. Here we are back again for episode 15, I think it is, of the NoTractorChallenge. And as you can see here now, we are struggling with our silo. We're not struggling with it, we are just packing down the last portion of it. We got our 2 grass fields mowed, and we got in with a solid... somehow, we managed exactly 352,000 litres of cut grass, which is now chaff, which is getting squashed in the bunker. Not quite sure how we managed to nail that amount so accurately, but there you go. That is what we ended up hitting. So we are just going to level it off a tiny bit more, and we have hit 100% compaction, so that's good. And let's see, just go over that. Back it up a little bit, just try and squash some of those really awkward peaks down a little bit. I mean, it doesn't matter. And we're back all the way off the end, hopefully lose nothing. Raise our little thing, check this, and... oh, that was enter vehicle. And blanket. So, there we go, we've got a weird little bit of spillage out the front there, but that shouldn't be a problem. And yeah, we now have 352,000 litres in this one silo that is now doing its thing. And fingers crossed this will ferment as quickly as the other one did. I don't see why it wouldn't, but you never know. Sometimes these things can go a little bit awry, as it were. So this, I guess we can put this over that end where the bucket is, and we'll take the bucket back and switch it for the pallet forks, because we've got a few sort of small odds and ends we need to do today. Specifically, or today before nightfall, I want to try and get the grass fields rolled, because since it's precision farming, I'm not 100% sure what it's going to do to them in terms of like nitrogen enhancement. Because it's supposed to increase yield, rolling is, but it's not technically adding nitrogen in any way that I can actually see, so I'm not entirely sure what it's going to do. So we'll find out in just a moment. And drop that off, and let's reverse up, grab the pallet forks. Now the reason we are going to need the pallet forks just quick is... because we have some eggs that need to be moved, although we're not specifically going to use these for the eggs. We're just going to grab the trailer quick, if it'll accept this. Actually it might not, and it's not going to. Okay, well we'll use the lorry later. Well, actually, we got the pallet forks on, let's just pick up the pallets and offer them to the thing. Since it's an auto-load trailer, let's just use it for what it is. Just this one time. Actually, you know what? I'm weird. I'm just going to grab the lorry and move the trailer around and open it so we can... yeah, I know, it's silly. I should just take them up to it and let it absorb them, but part of me just can't do that. So, we'll swing up this way. Let's see, what's the button to open? There we go. Open it up. And grab these. And just plonk it into the back of the trailer. And it should start removing them, yes. Lovely. Pop that in there. Grab the... now, can I be sneaky? Maybe. Yeah, that's going to be a bit tricky, that, I think. We'll see what we can do. Maybe I can... oh, no. That didn't go according to plan, did it? No. Okay. Let's just grab this, or just push that little one out of the way, because, you know, that's clearly going to help matters, isn't it? There we go. Okay. If we leave that one there, maybe it'll fill up again. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, so pop this one in, and we'll have a quick look at the trailer while this one is unloading itself. And we are up to 11, just over, coming over 12,000 litres now. That's good. Lovely job. Okay, and we might as well grab that last one just for safety, because I know my luck what'll happen. It'll completely ruin it somehow and decide that it doesn't want to refill it with eggs. Okay. Smashing. We'll just zip out of the way here. We'll come back and replace that in a minute. The other thing we need to do is move some of the honey, because likely when we end the month here and cycle through to October, we'll start getting all sorts of angry messages that these things are full and there's no more space for. Oh god, that's all kinds of wrong. No more space for like honey and what are those other things? Eggs, all that sort of stuff. So I figure we'll do it now while we think about it. That way we can get everything sorted. And at some point we are going to have to consider selling all this stuff. I think actually honey is coming up fairly soon on the old scale of selling there. So have a quick look just to see. Honey, you probably need to take some more canola down to turn into oil as well. In fact, while we're here, let's have a look at that as well. That is going to be October, November time, so we're looking at 3,400. Yeah, still got a little bit to go on that, but that's good to know. And let's see, honey is still a bit short. That's going to be later on, towards the end of the year. But if it gets up close to 1,900, we may well sell early. That's not a problem. Okay, let's get these other two. Oh crumbs! Don't drive over the crop. Okay, we didn't damage it. It's still small. So yeah, I shall get these loaded up, and we'll see you in the field in a minute with the roller. Switch gears. There we go. Yeah, I'll see you in the field in a minute with the grass roller, so we can get this grass all sorted out for us. Alright, here we are back at our field now. We're going to see how this rolling does. Well, it's giving it a fertilised look, but is it actually doing anything to it? Let's see. Yeah, it may have put let's reset the growth stage. It has done that. So it now says it's growing and we are going to get a certain amount. So I don't know that it's actually doing anything to improve anything. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, certainly not adding any nitrogen, so it may be worth doing, I guess. I'm not entirely sure with this. Because obviously on the mini-map there you can see it's not giving us any kind of information. And if I pop to the other map screens, yeah, precision farming. Oh, actually, yeah, we can show you. Yeah, the nitrogen thing isn't changing, obviously. The yield was quite good down on this field here. It was less good on this one because I don't think we'd fertilised it, or limed it, or something wasn't done to the maximum on it. What we do need is... oh, there we go, our environmental scores are back. So yeah, as you can see, after we cut the grass, our environmental score went up to 87 and 91, with an average over everything of 76. So I'm hoping, once we get to cut these fields here, once they fully grow and can be done, that'll help with the numbers as well. But even so, that's looking pretty good. If we expand that one there, we see we get an 8% bonus whenever we sell products, so that's good. So I'm not entirely sure that this rolling is actually going to do anything to help us, but we're going to do it anyway, because it is obviously resetting the growth stage, which is definitely a good thing. Oh yeah, I was going to check the other map, wasn't I? Not precision farming. Let's see, because one of these needs rolling. No, that's the one that needs rolling, and I'm rolling it, but I'm rolling it with a grass roller, which is what we're supposed to do. I don't think there are any other decent rollers to purchase, is it? It's the same. It's the same version of the same one we have. Yeah. Let's see. No, I don't think we're going to worry too much about another roller at the moment, because that is quite expensive. What we will have to do is look at getting a probably a digestate spreader before we do anything else in terms of things like rolling and stuff. Yeah, like I say, I don't know if this is actually affecting it. So what I'll do, I'll run around and do it on this field, and we'll see what happens with this one in the morning when October comes around. And we'll have a look at this one and compare it to the other one just up there, which I won't roll. And we'll just have a look and see what happens. Because it could be that doing this just refreshes the growth stage a little bit early and promotes faster growing in that sense. Maybe. I don't know. Obviously it's not going to put any nitrogen in the ground because it's not a fertilizer, but yeah, so that's one thing it won't do now, which I believe it did do in the base game. But yeah, I'll run through with this, and we'll have a look at it again in the morning and compare it to the other field to see if there's any obvious differences there. And then tomorrow we can look at liming and getting some fertilizer and stuff on here as well, and see what state the crops are in. Because I don't think anything's going to be ready to harvest for a little bit, so we may end up skipping through another month just to get to that, or we may spend some time selling some things. Depends on what the prices of stuff are, something like that. But yes, we'll see you in the morning once we've done this and had a bit of a sleep. Okay, here we are now. It is October, and we're having a look at the grass fields up here now. This one you can see is in pretty bad shape. It definitely needs lime and nitrogen quite severely. And if we look on the map, the growth stage for these two grass fields here is exactly the same. It's almost ready to harvest. So I don't think rolling actually did anything to help or hinder the process in that sense with a grass roller. So I'm a bit confused, but we do have a thing full of lime here. We'll just have a quick squiz at this one as well. That's interesting, there's slightly different textures in it, or is that just the... Let's see, yeah, this one's good pH. Well, this one does have slightly higher... Okay, so maybe the rolling did affect the pH a little bit in it. I'm just looking at the bottom right corner there, because that I think was higher. Not the pH, but the nitrogen. I mean, it's still not brilliant. I don't think it's really done enough to be worth it. But this one, we're not going to worry about liming this one this time, because it's still fairly high. However, we are going to swing back around and lime this one, because it really needs it. It is quite dire and needs a bit of a fix. So we'll cut in where we usually cut in up here. I think we'll just turn it on and give it a nice bit of a spread. Yeah, and you can see obviously the lime is going down fairly quickly, but at least in the corner there it is balancing itself out, which is good. That is definitely definitely going to help us in the long run. Of course, if I could actually get it on all the grass, that would also help. Alright, now luckily good thing about precision farming, you can miss tiny slivers and it actually won't affect it too much. It seems like the way they've programmed it all is that you get like a tiny little bit of overspray, or not exactly overspray, but like a buffer zone. So if you don't always cover everything visually, it still can cover everything sort of product-wise, as it were. It's kind of hard to see on this one, but when we put the nitrogen down on it, it will probably be a lot more obvious there. But yeah, like where you get little gaps in between the visual sort of coverage, you can actually find that nitrogen-wise, or pH-wise, in this case with the lime, it is still perfect, even though it doesn't visually look as pleasing as one would hope. But yeah, like that little edge of the field just up there, where it looks like I missed a tiny patch. Some of that will be 100% lime, some of it won't. Where it's kind of a bit thicker, that probably isn't covered, but the other part probably is. That's just one thing I've noticed with precision farming. That was the same in FS19 as well. And since if you run the automatic spray as well, you can, oops, I missed a patch there, you can kind of tell too, because it won't worry about covering those spots if you try and go back over them manually, but leave it set to automatic. So that's handy. Now we are annoyingly probably going to have to go get more lime. Maybe. If we can do it just right, we might be okay. It's going to be close, but we might be alright. What I do not want to do is run on that crop, because that would be really awkward. Oh yeah, I think we are just about going to make it. So that is definitely going to help us quite a bit. It should get a better yield next time we come to harvest, which is always a good thing, because we need to get as much cash out of the silage as we can. Now, next on the cards is going to be the digestate machine, I think. Ah yes, it didn't actually cover that little patch up there. And it may not do it with these ones either. Nope, didn't do it with them. And didn't do it with that one either. So, even though visually it looks awful, it sort of had a bit of seepage, I suppose you could say. So, yeah, the lime is in there as far as the ground is concerned. So, oh yeah, now, was it honey that we just looked at on the chart? That's still going up. That wasn't honey. Canola. Canola oil. Okay, well, it looks like it's going to take a pretty solid price hike for Wednesday. Not Wednesday. November. So it's still early in the day now, so what we'll do is just carry on with our tasks and see how we are going to go. And I did just think we'll check lettuce quick too, because that's January. 19, yeah, it's still about 200 short. We'll have a think about that, because we've got a lot of lettuce over there as well, and some tomato waiting to come out. So what we may end up doing is loading up the trailer and whizzing down to the productions building, dropping off as much lettuce as we can there, just to sort of maximise the capacity, and then whatever's left just sell. But it depends on the price. You know, we are not in a massive rush for it. So let's have a look at our lovely digestate sprayer over here, see if it's got anything in it. Survey says yes, it does. Okay, well, we may as well spread a little bit of it on the field. Unless I can... I don't think I can... Yeah, I can't overload it into this one. That's a shame, but not a problem. So, yeah, let's have a... just use up what's there in this, and then have a look and see what we are going to do about replacing it. Because, yeah, I'm making a complete hash of this, aren't I? But yeah, you can see at least it is adjusting the nitrogen there on the bottom left of the map, so that's good. It should run out fairly quick. You can't really see it on this one. You kind of can when the sun catches it. Okay, so let's have a look in the thing. There's nothing. Well, the Manitou we could use, technically. The Roland trailer we could use, but there's not much in the way of IT runner equipment at the moment. And the John Deere we're not touching with a barge pole because it's a tractor. So yeah, let's have a look down here at the old digestate sprayers. Where are we? Slurry tanks. Now, the one we've got, let's just check on the value of that one, is currently 34 grand plus a couple, or when we take it in for part exchange. So let's see what we can get here. Now, I mean, that's the cheapest one. That is 13,000 litres. I think our one's 15,000 possibly. But then we'd have to buy an attachment to go on it as well. That's only like 6.8 metres. This one I think was the one I was looking at originally, which is 15 metres. And what we would want to do is get that John Deere manure sensing thing on it as well, which jacks the price up quite a lot by, well, 10 grand. I mean, 10 grand's 10 grand. We can afford it as is, but yeah. Let's see if there was anything else, because I think it's only the I want to say base game, yeah, or the Giants mods or base game ones that come with the sensing option. Now this one is 18 meters, I think. Don't need wide tyres. Oh, that's just the end pieces. Definitely not paying for any more of them. So that is just over the amount we've got. It's 18,000 litres. Oh, it says they're only 15 metre. So, yeah. Well, we might as well just get the cheaper one of them then, because there's no sense in spending another 20 grand on 2,500 litre capacity. Let's see, yeah, the rest of these pretty much are out of our price range or not what we want. We don't have a saddle track, so we can't use that one. And most of these, unless they are Giants modded ones, won't have that option, which is mildly annoying, but not the end of the world. Yeah, see, I would probably have gone for something like this. Oh yeah, this is the one that comes with precision farming, and it is ridiculously expensive, so we shan't be getting that. But that's okay. Yeah, so what will... I don't think these come with it. No, obviously all these mods will need to be updated for precision farming in order to have it work, unfortunately. But that's okay. So what we shall do is hop all the way back to the start, and I think we are going to purchase this. Now, how much it will actually help, I honestly don't know, but we'll give it a test. I mean, how bad can it be? License plate, we are going to change to... go with the new comedy thing I was going with before, I think. If I can remember what it was I'd actually written. No tractor. There we go. I know. Don't say a word. Okay, so we'll get that. That's going to cost us 84 or 88 grand. Bye money. And we are going to run down to the shop and pick it up and sell this little unclean thing. Yes. So I shall see you at the shop momentarily. Okay, we just dropped this off inside now. It looks a bit crusty, but there you go. So let's see how much we'll actually get for this. Okay, well, that's not terrible. We'll repair it for 61 euros and sell it for 61 euros more than it was before we repaired it. Yes, we do. Okay, so we're back up to 53 grand. So essentially this new tank cost us about 50 grand. And what we ended up with was a dribble bar, I think that is. Yeah, dribble bar. And the manure sensing dongle thingy. Well, I think it's that thing. Possibly. I did put it on, didn't I? Let's just double check in here, have a look at the... I'm sure it puts it somewhere, but can't see actually where it's putting it. Interesting. How peculiar. Oh, there it is. It's down on the bottom. Okay. Yes, we do have that, so that's good. Oops. Now, just for curiosity's sake, I'm going to see how much digestate costs out of here. Now, I think we should have plenty of it in the thing for right now. Let's go all the way down to the bottom there and check. Yeah, we got 98,000 litres, so that's not bad. But just, like I say, for curiosity's sake, digestate. 500 litres for 45 euros. Yeah, that's not terrible. So 5,000 litres would cost us 450. Yeah, I think we'll just go and use it out of our thing for now. But it was worth checking, because I know lime is incredibly cheap from there. So yeah, well, let's go get this filled up, take it over to the field, and have a crack at spreading some digestate. Okay, so we just come out to the back end of the field here, and let's open this thing out and see how it looks. Well, that is quite impressive. Now, do we have any options to turn on anything? We don't, but I do see we've got possibly some more slurrying options in terms of what is it now? We can change the base reference value for nitrogen and things like that. So this might actually work a bit more like a regular sprayer. So let's turn it on and give it a... Did I turn it off again? Apparently I did. Okay. Because it started spreading and then stopped. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. That's better. Now, I don't know if this is going any quicker or slower than previously. But I think we are getting a much more even coverage now, which is good. And it's putting down 60 to 80 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare. So that's not awful. That's a decent amount. And then we can hit it with the a dry fertilizer again and see where we go with that. But yeah, I think this is basically doing a much more even coverage than the other one, which is definitely good. So what we may do is just go over this a little bit and see what it does. No, it hasn't really changed it. Okay. Well, we'll stop and just head down to the end of this row and start up again from there. That's actually about the same width tool in the end. So we'll hit it going there, turn it around. Yeah, you can definitely see in the corner there it's given us a much nicer, much sort of smoother value, I think, than the other kind was, which no doubt is in part due to that expensive sensor thing that we popped in it. But I mean, hopefully it will work for us in the long run. I would like to see some of the modded tanks get upgraded or updated so they can receive this thing. That would be rather tasty. Now the only problem with this setup now, since we've got a hard dribble bar on the back, is we can't sort of just zoom by things like trees and just splatter the sides of the trees. We actually have to go round them properly, which is not a massive pain in the world. It's not the biggest problem. But yeah, we just have to actually make sure to do that and remember that that is a thing. So yeah, I shall carry on with this, and we'll get back and do both of these fields, and then probably hit it again with the fertilizer, and then maybe take a look at the prices on things to see if we are ready to get the honey sold, perhaps, or if it's just going to be later enough in the day we can continue on to the next month. We shall see in a little bit. Good morning again, everyone. So, after last night, or yesterday rather, we got everything fertilised with digestate and the solid fertiliser spreader. Oh crumbs, that went a bit wrong. And as you saw in the brief sort of suggestive video moment clip thing, we did start loading this trailer. And we got everything loaded that we had that was produced, and we ended up with this, and came out this morning, checked the price on things, and we had a whole bunch more produced as well, so not going to complain about that. But we are just going to load the rest of this up now and take it off to sell, and we are going to have a bit of a selling spree. Now the bunker silo has already fermented, which is ridiculous. That's far too quick, and it shouldn't have done it. Well, I mean, I say that, I don't know, maybe it's supposed to ferment that quickly. But either way, it has fermented that quickly. So we are going to deal with that probably in the next episode, or off camera in the next episode, something like that. Because, you know, it's just a case of shuttling silage down, so you won't see too much of that on screen most likely, but you never know. Why am I reversing this far away? But yeah, so what we are going to do now is we're going to run these down to the what's that place, the production building, and see about, oh nuts, did not mean to do that. Can I straighten it out just a bit? Come on. Perfect. Now this I can just straighten out on the ground slightly, hopefully, or push it into that maybe. There we go, that's better. Lovely. Yeah, so we're going to run this down to the production building, and then from there we're going to select out all our canola oil and do a bit of a change around. So we know the the production building is in need of lettuce and tomatoes for the salad. So we are going to, oh crikey, have a bit of a mare. No, stop it. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to strap some of this down. Lovely. And that one. So that way it's not going to fly all over the shop when I try and offload this couple of pallets. There we go, much better. So we're going to take this down to the production building, and whatever it can take, we'll load into it. Anything that's left, we will sell. And while we are down at said production building, we will go ahead and pick up the canola oil, because that is at its maximum price today. So we are going to sell that. Now, from what I understand from Worco, any of these things that we've been doing in terms of like the greenhouses, the honey that we've got over there, the mixed salad, all the stuff we've been doing from the productions, technically it would count as the production element of the challenge here. So technically we may already have completed that aspect of it. Now, for me personally, I said we were going to do bread as the main production, and I didn't really think about the rest of the stuff actually counting for anything, but it does. So we'll see how we go. But still, we're going to get a turn it on and off. There we go. We are going to get a load of bread and sell that, and that will be our final sort of load, as it were. Probably turn the lights off now as well. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully this thing is not going to be too wobbly as we go down to the old thing, but we are going to be at a bit of a slow rate. Oh, and that's the other thing, our oat field just back there, that has also completed its growth stage and is now ready to harvest. So all of a sudden we've now got jobs to do. So yeah, we're selling this off quick, and or not selling it specifically, but yeah, popping it into the old production facility. Grass is coming up nicely there. That will probably be ready next month, I would guess. And I think we did actually get a better yield out of it too since we put precision farming on, because that one silo took 352,000 litres, and I don't think we got that much out of those two fields before. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, maybe that's a good thing. I mean, it's definitely a good thing if we're getting more crop out of it, but ooh, crikey, that almost went wrong. That was very fortunate that did not go pear-shaped. But yes, I know we're not going to be able to plonk all these lettuces in here. So what I'm going to try and do is go in front first to get rid of as many of the tomatoes as we can. That is the main goal here. So let me turn the straps off and gently slide up in here and see what unravels. Okay. A bit further forwards. Yeah, because we definitely want tomatoes, and I don't think we're going to need that much lettuce. Let's have a look here. Lettuce is, what's it going to cap out at? About 10,000. Okay. Hopefully we've got enough tomatoes on here to actually deal with that. Come on, we've got that little one on the end there that's just sort of... There we go. That fell off. I don't know if it's actually taken it or if it's full. Is it full? No, it's actually not taking them in. Maybe it is full. Let's have a quick look. Oh, it is. It actually takes less tomatoes. Interesting. Oh, well, that's good to know. Okay, let's get it out of there. Poor thing, it's desperately trying to take them off. Okay, so we are going to spin this thing around. In fact, if I can avoid... No, I managed to get the fork stuck on the tree. Okay. Come up here. Spin it around in the woods, because, you know, that's the done thing. Actually, we'll put those straps back on, because no marlock, I'll clout something and it'll just make a big old mess again. Okay, so all this we can sell. That's a good thing. So let's drop that off there. and see about this stuff in here. Now we are going to have to do a little bit of sorting, because we've got bread on, what's this stuff? On oil, and oil in between bread. So, let's see if we can skillfully take this off. And that oil is quite heavy. Ah, there's some more bread just appeared. Splendid. Okay, so we are going to plonk this as far along here as we can. Not going to come off. There we go. Okay, I'm in all the wrong position now. If I swing around incorrectly, we will run out of space and probably hit some bread, and that is not what we want to do. Okay, so bread can come off the top here. Oh crikey, no, that's gone a bit wrong. God, I'm all off centre on that. That's not good. Sometimes I'm really terrible with these things. Yeah, you can't quite see over the thing there. If we move down a bit. No, not out. Okay, how about that? There we go, that's a bit better. Okay, now this bread will probably just stack on the... Oh, that's handy, that is. Well, thanks for that, game. That's what I get for running on ×5, I suppose. More bread has appeared. Okay, well I'll get this all separated out and sorted, and we'll see you back in just a second. Okay, so we've got everything loaded up on the truck here, on the thing. Let me just pop this down so you can see. We've got 7 pallets of canola oil sat here, and an assortment of tomatoes and lettuce, and we are putting the mixed salad on as well, because as soon as I started moving stuff out of the way, we started getting more salad popping out. So we ended up with a little bit more than I was first expecting, insofar as we now have let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've probably got like a solid 9 to 10 pallets worth of mixed salad again now, so I figured that was probably worth taking because it is at maximum price. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And mixed salad is selling for quite a tasty amount, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, it's 2100 already, which is just 100 shy of the max price, which supposedly is in February. But whatever. We're going to go ahead and sell it now, just for the sake of selling it. And the honey is still not up there. That's a good 200 euros off the top price. So we're going to wait on that for a bit. But the canola oil is 3400, and it's actually 3504 at the farm shop. Ooh. Okay, farm shop, what's lettuce at? That's better at the grocery store. And probably the same for mixed salad, isn't it? Yeah, that only sells at the grocery store. So, how bad was lettuce and tomato at the other one? Farm shop is 20 off. Lettuce is 30 off. And canola oil is 24 up. So, yeah, I think we'll just take this all to the farm shop, and not the farm shop, the not the greenhouse, the other thing. What's it called? The plaster grocery shop thing, the Omatana one that we put down to sell the mixed salads at. Any jiggering around is just going to cost us too much, I think, just for the. Well, actually, that's all at the front. Canola was the only one, wasn't it? Well, okay, we can actually do this then. So what we're going to do is back into the grocery store just up here. Oops. And we'll sell off the yeah, if we're careful, we can sell off. Don't tip it over. We can sell off the stuff on the back end, the tomatoes, the lettuce, the mixed salads. We'll sell all that at the grocery store, and then we'll zing on down to the farm shop with the rest of it. Well, with the canola oil on the front, because if we're going to get like 25 euros per thing more, then it's probably worth it. Since it's easy, I'd actually thought it was going to be a bit more difficult to split the mix, so that's not too bad. So yeah, we just have to be very careful, because this is going to unload in a hurry, and we're going to need to unstrap everything and back in here. There we go, that should be far enough, because we don't want it to take the canola. We just want it to take all the lettuce. There we go. And the tomatoes. Okay, yeah, the canola oil is fine. That is not going down. Come on, take the rest of it. Maybe it's because it's on its side. Who knows? But yeah, we got 28,000 plus another 2,000 and change from the environmental score bonus. So that's tasty. That is nice. That is proving that precision farming is actually helping us out, and even selling things like that, it's being good to us. So yeah, we'll just head down to the farm shop here and sell off the rest of that. So I shall meet up with you there. Alrighty then, here we are coming up at the sell point here. So hopefully they'll take our little bit of tomatoes as well that are on their side. Well, they are not. Okay. But we got another 25 grand plus 2 grand from that, so that's handy. We want to... what do we want to drop off? Not that thing. Not that thing. Not that thing. That thing. There we go. Yeah, we're only going to get like a few €100 at most for these tomatoes, but there we go. Flip that over. Get them sold. Lovely stuff. There you go, another 225 euros just to round everything off. And you know what? I think that's pretty good for a little bit of work there. Most of that was just waiting, so you know, I'm not going to complain about that. If we have a quick look at the productions while we're driving back, we are we're pretty full on lettuce and stuff there now. We're running not too terribly low on flour. That's fine. Canola we are out of completely, so we are going to have to take some more of that down. Considering how well that sold, I may well just chunk all of it in there and process it. And we're going to need some more stuff for bread as well, so might take a little bit extra flour and stuff, or not flour, but barley down to deal with that. So yeah, on that note, if you've enjoyed whatever this was, then please give us a like, hit the old subscribe button too there if you haven't already, and comments are always welcomed, and if you would like to share this video, that would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, I'm just going to shuffle off here and stock up the production things, and next time we'll get on with our oat harvest. So yeah, things are progressing quite nicely indeed. So on that note, yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed it and are enjoying it as we progress, and I hope we'll see you next time on the No Tractor Challenge. Yeah, cheerio everyone.